Yeah, they'll come along. They'll straggle in when it's time.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can get us set up here. All right, looks like we're good. See if I can find us on YouTube. All right, looks like we're good. See if I can find us on YouTube. All right, guys. So let's chat, man. What's going on? What's been I've been gone for like 2 weeks or so. So just trying to catch up with everybody, see what kind of activity you guys got going on. I'll tell you a little bit about what's going on with me, seeing what's happening. If you guys know, I've recently decided to activate my real estate license. So I've been with a company called EXP, which is an international real estate firm. So I've been really busy because they have a bunch of requirements. Like the requirements are outrageous, a lot of trainings to attend, a lot of paperwork to get in shape. But it's been good because it kind of gives me another insight into the world of real estate agents and operating from a more regulated sort of way, right? So it's kind of given me some insight into being able to make sure that I keep everything legal and on track as far as my wholesaling business. But just as importantly, what it's done is it's really shown me the attitude that a lot of agents have towards real estate investors and real estate investing. And I would say that really there's just a small percentage of real estate agents that have any idea or in fact, any inclination to work with investors like that. Like they're not necessarily excited about it. So, but the ones who are, they're typically tend to be investors themselves. So if you can find, if you're in the market and you're doing outreach right now for real estate agents, you definitely want to ideally align yourself with somebody who themselves are agents. I should say themselves are investors, because they'll get it, they'll understand it, and because they are able to see both sides, like I'm now able to do, they can really help you get some stuff done. There's another thing that I kind of wanted to touch on too today. You guys know that right now there's a big push by what are called iBuyers, which are these companies that will basically make an offer on your property sight unseen. And they're in many ways like the Zillows of the world. They show up like competition. So I kind of wanted to just, what I've learned, some of the homework that I've done on these companies, they're less competition than than I originally imagined. And the reason why I say that is because they're like they're just like every other investor who's out there who's looking to, purchase a property. They have a criteria. They try to stay within that criteria. They don't make it necessarily easy on the seller. They'll make an offer pretty quickly, but at the same time, they'll have a lot of criteria and a lot of things that the seller has to do. I'm actually trying to sell a house right now, one of my properties that I wasn't getting a lot of traction on, but they made an offer on the property, and the offer will allow me to make a nice little chip. But now we're in that phase where they're trying to chip away at the original price that they offered me, right? So that's who you're going to be dealing with. So at first I was a little bit concerned about them coming into the market because of the size of their resources and just their ability to do outreach at a level that I didn't have the capacity to do financially or any other way, right? Like I can't compete with the iBuyer pool of the world, you know, HomeVestor, you know, a lot of these other companies, right? But the truth of the matter is that we just have to operate outside of their comfort level. And their comfort level, in some cases, they'll take a property off the market, but their properties fit a very tight window. They need to be newer properties. They don't really mess around with properties that need significant amount of rehab. They don't do a lot of that stuff. So you don't really have to worry about them, especially if you're a wholesale focused investor where you're going after rehab properties and things like that. They're probably not ever going to be your competition. If you are in the pretty house market, now you might run across some situations where they might be your competition because they're looking for houses ideally built since 2000 that's in good shape, that they don't have to go in and do a whole lot of work. They tend to look, from what I can tell, they tend to look for you know, cash flow and return on investment. So that's their main criteria, and they try to stay within they try to stay within a particular window. So, you know, outside of that, I don't think that you have to worry about them, you know, really being the competition for what you're doing. Again, especially if you're focused on the ugly house environment where you're buying rehabs, where you're looking for flips of that nature. The other thing I wanted to touch on too is that right now you want to go ahead and strap yourself in because we're in a particular type of market that, you know, I without scaring anybody off, the truth of the matter is that we're in a very competitive market right now. You know, we're competing against dynamics as much as we're competing against individuals. And what I mean by that is you're in a very favorable interest rate environment for the buyers. You're in a very favorable demand and supply dynamic that's working in their favor in terms of them being able to, you know, literally be in a bidding war for most of the properties that they put out there into the marketplace. So you're up against that. The point that I'm making in regards to that is that you're going to have to go through a lot of numbers. You're going to have to go through significant amount of numbers, way more than you did before, in terms of being able to find somebody who you can actually make a deal with or whatever. And I'm saying that just to kind of, you know, bring you into reality, because a lot of, in this industry, a lot of people kind of paint this picture of, you know, you just, it like it happens quickly, like this is a nirvana, like, you know, once you learn this particular method, you're going to get deals right away. And then they promote the one person who actually was able to get a deal, they promote them out there as if that is the norm within what's the industry is looking like. And that's just not the case. So be prepared for the environment that you're currently operating in. Know what game you're playing, understand what your niche is, and go after your niche. You know, identify what it is that you're going to go after. I don't know if it serves you to actually just, you know, try to be a jack of all trades. Like, I don't know if that's the best thing to do in this environment. I think personally, find something that works for you. Right now, you know, I tend to go after somebody who, in my mind, and I've used this image on this call before, where there's a train coming down the track, right? And they have to do something. So who's that person? It's the pre-foreclosure guy, right? It's the guy who has a divorce. It's the guy who has a probate. It's a guy who is a guy or girl who is in a situation where they now have to make a decision, right? So that's one part of the equation. The other part of the equation is that you want to stay in environments where you actually have activity because of the competition and everything that's out there from institutional buyers, as well as just a large number of investors that are in the marketplace. You want to participate in areas where there is activity. You know, if you're looking to get involved in a contract deal, get involved in a contract deal in an area where you can, if you're using like PropStream especially, it'll tell you who the cash buyers are, and more importantly, it'll tell you who the fix and flippers are in that area. A high fix and flip number, believe it or not, actually works to your advantage, because now you have people who you can introduce your opportunity to, and they're actually looking for opportunities all the time. It'll allow you to stay in this game, you know, turn over some stuff and you know, stay relevant until the market turns in our favor. And as you guys know, the world of real estate is cyclical. Next year at this time, we could potentially be sitting on a call like this and just going through a large number of deals that are in our pipeline that we're trying to sort through, that we're figuring out the strategy that we want to use, that we might even be introducing into the community, looking for a cash buyer, for which some of us may be cash buyers because, you know, we've been able to, you know, have some success. So you kind of want to just know that you're preparing yourself for a shift, and a shift is definitely going to come. So in this time, get yourself ready, prepare yourself, go through the stages, make your phone calls, get your turn downs, you know, work on your presentation. Presentation, what I mean by that is basically your ability to listen, right? Because, you know, like Claude says, and Claude has joined us, he's probably in the background listening in, but we don't do presentations per se. What we do is we gather information, and we do it with a systematic methodology, and we do it from a position of strength. And, you know, he uses what he calls guts. Guts basically, you know, just means that you operate from a position of strength, and you don't acquiesce to, you know, the first, what's the word I'm looking for? Excuse me, guys. I got a whole bunch of, you know, like I said, I hung my real estate license. So now I got a bunch of, you know, leads and stuff coming in from activity I'm doing in that arena. So if you hear my phone go off, I'm just trying to monitor, make sure I don't miss my next $2 million purchase. I don't want to be that guy. So I can't necessarily turn it off, but I'll try to work with you. Hey, Claude, I see you have the, I see not only do you have the hair, oh, I'm not the only one, seems like, right? But looks like you got your gold at the end of the rainbow.
Yes. Happy St. Patrick's Day, everybody.
Oh, that's right. St. Patrick's Day, right? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
How's everybody doing?
Good. Happy St. Patrick's Day.
Good. Alive.
Yeah. Who's having corned beef for dinner tonight?
Already had it.
I didn't even know it was St. Patrick's Day till somebody called me this morning and told me it was St. Patrick's Day. No offense, guys.
When you're married to an Irish lass, you better acknowledge St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Hey, Alan, how you doing, buddy? Claude, I see you jumped in, man. Did you want to make a comment on anything I was saying, or were you just kind of you know, gracing us with your presence right now?
I like what you said. Tell us more about, you were saying about being a realtor and getting a lot, and the phone's ringing and you're getting leads. That being a realtor is a great way to get leads. And even if you can't do a creative real estate deal, you know, a lot of these deals can be converted. I'd love to hear your thoughts about that. Since you have a real estate license, can you convert somebody who didn't want to do a lease purchase or a subject to, can you convert them to a conventional listing?
That's a great question. Let me tell you something that's actually occurred in the last couple of days, and one just occurred before I went onto this call. So I have these people who, through a realtor.com affiliation that I have that actually sends leads to my phone. I get a lot of these people who they have, 15,000, 20,000, 30,000. I know some of you guys are like, okay, well, that sounds like lease option money. Because that's what we do, right? So all you guys are like, that's lease option money. So exactly what I was thinking. So a lot of these people, they come to me, and at this point, they're thinking to themselves, they have to buy a mobile home, or they're in that market where they think they have to buy these but they want to buy something so badly, right? But they're uneducated in terms of that. For the most part, you're probably going to be buying personal property, not real property. You're going to be paying additional money in space rental. There's so much associated with what it is that they think that they're getting. And so it gives me an opportunity now to talk to those people about using that exact same amount of money and actually being able to, buy the house that they actually want, be able to put themselves in a position, especially like a lot of them who, call me in this category. They don't have a lot of time on the job. They need to really get some more time to qualify for the type of loan programs that will allow them to do as much as 100% financing, which is available again. I don't know why we're going down this road, but okay, here we go again. You know what happened the last time, Claude. But anyway, so I'm taking those same people now, and we're converting them to opportunities. They now go directly onto my buyers list. And the great thing about this is that a lot of these leads, they're free. I just signed up for a service. These leads are coming into my phone. I'm able to convert these leads. I have to pay a small fee to the lead source, but it's nothing, and it's not paid unless a deal closes.
I still go back to the basics. I'm a KISS method guy. Keep it simple.
Yeah.
If we talk to a couple people as a realtor, as a private investor, as a consultant, just talk to good people. Okay. Whether we do a deal or not do a deal. How do we feel about these good adult to adult conversations for three minutes or 33 minutes? I talk to people all day long, short conversations, long conversations, and it just, I really enjoy it.
Yeah.
And I make offers to everybody, and I follow up to everybody. Okay. I'm doing here. I'll give you an example, and it's just good marketing. And we've kind of gotten away from that. Give me quality, warm, lukewarm, hot leads all day long so that I can stay motivated. I just understand myself so well that if I get too many negative phone calls, I just, who wants to keep doing that all day long?
You really can't. So just so you guys know, and I want to do it while I'm on the line, so you guys can kind of hear exactly what it is that I was just talking about in real time. So I just got a deal. I'm going to get a call here in a second, and this person is going to be introduced to me. So I'm gonna let you guys hear. Here's the call.
Wow, that's great. I'll give you an example. I'm doing a new package right now that I'll have out in April. It's how to overcome fear. It's one of the things we talked about 2 weeks ago on Monday, and I got a tremendous reaction on it. And so I sent out I did a very what do you call soft sell email blast, and I posted it on Facebook and Twitter. We have been inundated with people buying that package. It's a discount early bird thing. And I'm not doing a commercial here. I'm just sharing. All these people have called me, texted me, emailed me. And they also are getting, and I'm scheduling consultations with them. I'm talking to people who I know have an interest or a problem in sales or in real estate. And that's all I want to do. I just want to talk to people. Look, Steve the Legend Zobro even found a way to get on this page. You guys changed the password or something. That I think that might have hurt the attendance today, huh?
Yeah. Oh, okay. Wow. Yeah. Well, thank you, Claude, for actually giving me that motion. It's a little bit of motion, man. Thank you.
Happy St. Patrick's Day to you there.
Yeah, you too. You got your all green. Good to go.
I got my Lucky Charms on here.
Yeah.
You know, we're-
Yeah, I got my green tooth in the back there. You can't see it,
Oh,
but it's in the back.
oh no. But here, the marketing I did, we've been inundated with new prospects. People I haven't spoke to in years said, "Oh, I saw your email, I saw your video on YouTube," and they're contacting me. And I love talking to these people. Some of them have deals, want to sell deals, want to buy information on deals. Just give me people to talk to. And as a realtor, I think as a realtor that you have access to the MLS. Can't you just go into the expired listings, Victor? I think he's muted.
Yeah. Yeah,
On the
you
phone.
can.
Victor, we lost your audio, buddy. Okay.
So Jacqueline, tell me a little bit about your situation. You're looking for a manufactured home, is that correct?
Yes.
Now,
My parents,
okay.
my parents are interested in a mobile home.
What sales
because
call? He's got a sales call.
my house is in sale.
Okay,
And we just saw this house on Hamner
okay.
in Israel, and they would like to have some information about that house and to schedule an in-person tour if possible.
Let me ask you, what is the attraction to the manufactured home? Is it the price point?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. Is that their only option in terms of what they have available? How much do they have available for down payment?
I think. Well, we figured that the down payment will be around 20,000.
Around 20,000?
So,
Okay.
we will have, yeah, so we will have that money, ready for down payment. And then, of course, the rest we will have to take, my dad will get credit eventually, And then he thinks that it's the cheapest option for him because they just arrived from Colombia last year. So now he has been working at this company for over a year. And from what he understands is that, that will be the cheapest option for him and, my parents.
How long has he been doing the type of work he's doing?
A year now, I think, over a year.
That's it? So he changed careers? Is that what he did?
Oh no, well, he's an accountant in
Oh.
Colombia, but he just got here last year.
Oh, okay. So he's from Colombia. He's an accountant and he's doing accounting now?
No, he's not, because he does not speak English. That is why I'm trying to help them out.
Okay.
To find a home.
Okay. Okay. But he does have $20,000 available right now. And right now he's looking at a manufactured home because he assumes that that's the price point. What is his payment ability? What can he pay a month?
Oh, well, I think if, let's say, if the house is 60,000 and then he has a down payment, then he will have with my mom the 40,000 and they wouldn't split it. The amount, the monthly payment.
Okay. So what do you assume is going to be comfortable? I'm sorry, I spoke over you. Can you repeat that?
Oh, no, that's fine. I think he will then, depending on how much the bank gives them the credit score, and then how much the bank tells them to do the monthly payment. I don't know.
Well, I mean, I get where you're going with that in terms of what the bank says, but they know their budget more than the bank does. And maybe you don't know the answer to this question, but any idea how much they are comfortable with paying on a monthly basis? What do you think?
I think I will assume about, 23.
But
I don't know.
Yeah, because that's going to be a little bit important that we kind of determine because the manufactured home is one option, but I may actually be able to show them some other opportunities that they may not be aware of. Now, you say you're not pre-qualified at this time. Let me ask you: does your parents are they on a green card or are they citizens? How are they going to? Because okay, perfect. All right. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and introduce you to my lender so we can get an opportunity to see what your financials look like. But before we do that, you were saying that you wanted to take a look at 5800 Hamner.
Okay.
I won't be available to actually take a look at that property until maybe Wednesday of next week. Does that work for you, or do you need to do something before that?
Well, the thing is, I don't live with them. They are located in that part of California, but I'm in San Diego.
Okay.
And I am just able to go with them over the weekend. I'm sure my uncle will go with them, but I don't know their schedule. So we were thinking maybe this weekend because I'm gonna be there for the weekend, and they're not working.
Okay.
Both of them. Yeah,
So a couple of things in regards to visits. Right now, we're not arranging a lot of visits because of COVID. So we're very limited in our ability to actually do live tours. But what I can do is I can find out what the situation is at this particular property, and then I will reconnect with you and we can maybe make some arrangements. There may even be an option to do something like a virtual tour where, we can all get online and we can kind of do a walkthrough of the property, something like that. Does that work? Okay, cool. Let me get your absolute best phone number.
my number is
909
343
343
8493.
8493. And your absolute best email.
Jacqueline, JACKELIN PENAV as Victor @gmail.com.
Okay, so I have, is a Jacqueline Pena V, like JACKELINPENA V as in Victor @gmail.com?
Correct.
Okay, Jackie, let me do this. I will do a little bit of research on this property. Now that I kind of have your financials, are you going to be the point person on this? You'd be the person I'd be communicating with in terms of what we're doing, and you'll make arrangements given that you're the English speaker in the family?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So what I'll do is I will have my lender connect with you and see what information he needs to gather and everything. And let's start the process of getting your parents pre-qualified and everything, making sure that all the financials are there. But I do want to let you know that there's more opportunity for them than a manufactured home, but we'll go over more of that a little bit later. Right now, I need to get onto a call that I have scheduled, but I'll follow up with you later on this afternoon, let you know what the status is on the property that you're looking at. I'll send over my lender information, and then we'll kind of go from there. How's that sound?
Perfect. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome, Jack. It's a pleasure speaking with you.
Have a good day. Thank you.
You do the same. Bye-bye. All right.
You get the pot of gold.
Yeah. So okay, so that's exactly, ironically, what I was referring to in terms of getting these people. So let me kind of show you a little background. I got onto this lead system, and this lead system has two tiers. One tier is for less experienced agents that have done less than 7 deals or something like that in the last 12 months or so, right? So I was trying to circumvent that thing, but I ended up getting stuck there, right? So I'm getting these, what I initially saw as low quality leads, because, I'm in an environment where we have $1 million houses. Our median home price is 500-some thousand, and I'm getting these leads of people that have, 40,000, 60,000, 70,000. And then I thought to myself, are you kidding? These are amazing for the niche that I'm working in, right? So now I'm able to communicate with all of these other lease option sellers. I'm able to call out on lease option opportunities, and I literally am, gathering a buyer's pool, and it's coming to me for free. Because like I said, I don't pay for anything unless a deal closes on these leads. So it's turned out to be, a really good opportunity. So just wanted to share with that. If you guys have any comments in terms of, what you heard on the phone or anything, feel free to chime in.
Yeah, what I heard, I think it was fantastic, Victor, but thank you for that phone number, because I've got a manufactured home, a brand new one I'm actually going to be building out in Maricopa, about maybe 2 hours, two months away. So can I use that phone number and give her a call in case you don't close her? Is that okay? Or I got the phone.
That's
I got the
Steve.
phone
That's
number, man.
Steve. He's
Her
like,
name's
thank you for
Jackie,
that.
and I got
You
a
better
phone
not
number.
be calling my client. It's okay as long as I get a referral fee, I'm good.
Sure, no problem.
Absolutely. Yeah. I'm hoping, like, when I put this out in the public domain, I'm probably going to have to edit this video, because I did kind of write that, put that phone number out there.
What I took away, and I apologize, I was talking before while you were making the call. I'm sorry. But what I took away was your style. I love that you were so calm and relaxed, and it was just a pleasant, what we were talking about earlier, just that a pleasant adult to adult conversation. It wasn't contentious, or
Right.
you weren't trying to overpower her. I think when she got off the phone, what is it that you think she thought about you, Victor?
Well, I felt like she thought, one, that I knew what I was doing, that I was, professional, that I had some experience, that she was in, relative good hands, which was what my aim is, just, to put it out there. My aim is to try to come off to the prospect as someone who, one, knows what they're doing, two, cares about them in terms of, look, I need you to feel comfortable. What can we do to make this work? Put them in that certain, sense of comfort within our relationship, and then give them something that they can look forward to in terms of, this is what happens next.
Yeah. I got the feeling everything you just said,
Mm-hmm.
and she probably thought, hey, I got a nice guy on the phone. He sounds like he knows what he's talking about.
Mm-hmm.
He's trying to help me hook up with the mortgage broker.
Mm-hmm.
He's respectful for the culture and the language difficulties. I took a lot of good things. You have a very nice, fluid, comfortable, warm style.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Those are when you can make those kind of phone calls. There's no reluctance or hesitation to make the next call, right? Or the one
Right.
after that.
Right.
One of these calls, depending on the quality of your leads, and is going to say yes. It's going to be a money call.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But
exactly.
we all know those other kind of calls where it's uncomfortable. There's the little anxiety starts creeping up. We go unfortunately to the script.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
wait. I can't see it with my thing. I was holding up.
I do that all the time.
It's just to me, what you just demonstrated is the most important thing: talking to people.
Yeah. And you know what? I'll be honest with you, Claude. A lot of that, since you and I, got into relationship and we started, doing this, it's really, for a number of reasons, some of which I won't go into here, but for a number of reasons, it just kind of put me in a situation where, one, it raised my commitment level. Like I had to succeed, so to speak, right? Like it put me at that place where, you don't have a choice. You've made a commitment, you've committed to something. So now you have to kind of do it. But more importantly, in listening to your trainings and listening to, where you come from in terms of what you're trying to accomplish, in terms of where you're trying to how you're trying to frame a scenario, how you're trying to extract the pieces of information that you need in order to put something together that you can then turn around. And this is the important part. And I mention this all the time on these calls, that you can then turn around and sell to somebody. Because that's always where I'm coming from, is like, I'm not really trying to buy something. I'm trying to create something that I can sell.
Yeah. With no guilt.
With no guilt.
I had
Yeah,
a lady.
win-win-win scenario is what I'm always looking to create in this situation.
My mentor used to always say, Claude, I believe in win-win as long as I win first.
Victor,
Exactly.
what I like, Victor, is you had a connection with her. You flowed, okay, and you had a warm lead. That's a lot of us. We need to get to the point of a warm lead. I know Claude talks about warm leads all the time. Once you have a system where you got a warm lead, it's a little bit more easy where you can flow a little bit. You can use a gut system where it's not confrontational, but you can tell you had a good connection with her. You asked her a question, she was flowing, you were flowing, and she felt comfortable with you. And then, use a little bit of scarcity. Well, I can't really meet you until next week, Wednesday. A little scarcity in there, So I picked up that.
Yeah.
But I think it was the connection that you had with her because you had a warm lead.
Yeah. And that's a great point right there. And we talk about this, we've been talking about this a lot lately. It's creating the systems where people are attracted to what it is that you're up to. I've been kind of, in that realm, I've been taking on some of the things that we've been talking about. Claude is always pushing the, put yourself out there and let people come to you. That is where the real strong leads are going to come from. You're right, because this lady called in, right? Which is a completely different conversation than you can have with somebody who you're calling and they're on their defensive from the beginning. And, that's when we have to resort to, I say resort, but where we have to use strategies such as, getting them off balance and what's the term I'm looking for?
It's a different mentality, a warm call. Hi, Victor, got your name. Sorry, I got your voicemail. How can I help you today? What are you looking? Tell me how we can do business today. What would you like to see happen? Just right away, a different kind of pattern interrupt, if you will.
That's
a different
the word
kind
I'm
of
looking for,
opening.
pattern interrupt.
Yeah, we love the warm call because we're not coming out of left field here. We're not interrupting them. They know who we are already, or they were expecting. The familiarity is wonderful.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
When we do the cold call where they don't know who we are, we have no connection, then we got to do a lot more work. And we have to be a much more creative, spontaneous on the phone with somebody to kind of get them a little off balance so we can open the door and get into that dialogue. With a warm call, boom, we just fall right into it right away.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
So which would you rather do all day long, right?
Yeah, that's an easy deal. Speaking of which, let's see, we got about 20 minutes left. You guys want to see what a cold call sounds like? Let's do that.
I love it. I have to go. Speaking of calls, I've got one scheduled. You're great, Victor. Round of applause for Victor.
Stop doing that. This is not a round of applause.
I'll see you guys later.
With that. All right, Claude. Thanks for dropping in, my friend.
Thank you, Claude. Victor, I also liked how you helped her. You answered her questions. You would ask her questions where you could find out how you could help her, and then you were talking about options that she might have too.
Yeah.
So you can provide different options, or if this doesn't work out, then you have this.
Yeah.
And so you were very, I thought that was really good where you were trying to help her, to meet her needs.
Thank you, Mary. And thanks for being on the call. You're always such a blessing, and you always have such great input. I really appreciate having you on the team for sure.
Thank you, Victor.
Absolutely.
I'm thankful for all you teach. It's really wonderful. You enlightened me a great deal.
Thank you. I appreciate that. We all bring so much value to each other just by, showing up here every week. And, every time somebody wants to share something, Steve is always a willing participant. And, we're always kind of just trying to help each other grow. And that's really what this is about. So I appreciate those kind words. And that's exactly where I was trying to go with her, because I know that not only as an agent, but as an investor who has the opportunity to possibly introduce some other options in there, I want her to feel like, okay, well, this is not just, one lane going down this highway. we may actually have some opportunities to expand your options within this transaction. I'm looking forward to us, you know, building with this. So my aim is to get her thinking about, you know, greater possibilities, like, oh my, you know, he's actually introducing things that I may not have thought about, or at least now that that thought is starting to simmer in her mind.
Right. And you're not asking anything of her.
No.
You know, you're not like, you know, she's just telling you that, and then, you know, she can be afraid that you might take advantage of her. It's none of that.
None of that.
It's that you are helping her and you're giving her options, you know, and you're teaching her a little bit, you know, opening her eyes, and you're there to help her.
Yeah, absolutely.
And like Claude said, the whole thing: create a need, find a need, exasperate a need. That's what we're trying to do all the time on the phone. Just find that need, create a need, exasperate a need with the people. You know, ask them the right questions, listen to them. You just use the steps with the gut system, man, between the pattern interim agenda, you know, getting into, you know, being that doctor right in the beginning, you know, then going into finding what their motivation is, and then get into the money. Once you start doing it, you relax doing it, it just starts flowing. And then people pick up on it. Like they picked up on that, Victor, as you were doing that. She picked up on that. She was like very calm, so she could answer questions. She knew this guy's trying to help me out. You know, she could tell he's trying to help me out. And she goes, oh, great. I'm going to do this and this. And all of a sudden you open up the floodgates. Now all you got to do is find out what she needs, get the right property, close her, and then go to the bank.
Right, exactly. That's exactly the process, you guys. And that's the process in every situation. The initial part of a cold call is basically just to get across that bridge to where now you're actually just having a conversation with somebody. Right. And, you know, that's why we do the pattern interrupts or whatever. The pattern interrupts are basically because when we answer the phone, especially when we think that it is a solicitor or, you know, heaven forbid, a bill collector or whatever, right? You know, you already posture. The minute you pick up that phone, you're already postured. You already have an always way that you respond in these circumstances. And you want to get people away from that already always way of responding to that, you know, stimuli, right? And get them over that bridge to where now we're just having a conversation. And if I can help you, I want to help you. Like, that's my commitment to you today, is it's to see if I can help you. So let's see if I can pull it off on a regular call, an outbound call that's cold. So I'm going to make a call real quick. You guys can listen in, and thanks for reminding me, Steve, so I can mute my mic when I actually go through the actual, you know, gathering the information. You guys, please don't call this client. Steve, don't call this client. Let me call this guy. So the guy that I'm calling, just to give you a little bit of a background, he has a townhouse that he's looking to sell. He is in Columbia, South Carolina. He has a townhouse. There's some elements to it that may or may not work. I've never spoken to this guy before, and this lead is actually a little seasoned, so I don't even know if it's available. So I'm going to be able to go right in and use the, you know, has it sold yet? Am I too late? Kind of scenario to kind of, you know, bring him into this conversation. So let's see how it goes.
Please leave your message for 803-586-1665.
Harold, this is Victor. I'm calling, man. I hope I'm not too late. I'm calling on 122 Lionsgate Drive. Can you give me a call back? I know the number you're seeing probably looks out of area, but it's just, you know, cell phones travel these days. But give me a call, man. I'm really interested in this property. Again, my name is Victor. My number is 213-793-1848, 213-793-1848. Look forward to chatting with you. Okay. So Just a message. Hopefully he'll get back to me. One thing that I find is that I normally like to call through my system because my system has numbers in, all over the country. So I can kind of pick a number that if it's not in that particular city or state, at least it's a neighboring city or state. And so they feel more comfortable. But I find that usually when I call out of area on my cell phone, I get a lot of call backs and, sent to voicemail and stuff like that, especially with robocalls going on the way they are nowadays. You see a strange number. I know me, I immediately assume it's a robocall. And I immediately assume that, I just won, 3-night stay at a Marriott or some shit that, how they do. So
Victor, what system are you using for that?
I use FreedomSoft.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Yeah, I dial directly out of FreedomSoft. The reason I like FreedomSoft is because obviously, I say obviously, I've been using it for quite some time, but it records all of the phone calls. It gives me a tracking system. It allows me to pull all of my documents in one place. So I use it as my CRM. And, it works out really good for me. And then I use another marketing system that I've really fallen in love with called REI Reply. REI Reply is specifically a marketing system more so than it is a CRM. And it's really great because your phone numbers on REI Reply are $1 per month. So you can have, even if you had a phone number for every state, it would be $50 a month for every state to have a phone number in. And you can control the pace at which your text messages go out. They suggest you don't do any more than 200 at a time. I actually do less than that. And to this point, I haven't been shut off, and I don't have to buy numbers. I don't have to do 7 or 8 numbers to do that. Nick, let me send you my affiliate link. So if you guys want it, let me know. I'll send you my affiliate link for that. And you get the great thing about it too. It's only $49 per month, and it's great because you can move stuff around. You can organize your text messages. And it's all inclusive. It has text messaging. It has ringless voicemail. It has your follow-up email campaigns. And so it's a complete marketing platform that you can structure by just grabbing and sliding stuff. Like if I want a ringless voicemail to go out, 10 seconds after the text message goes out, and I say that because that's actually what I do. I send out a text message, and then I'll set up a ringless voicemail to leave a message on there. And then the next day I'll actually say something like, oh, I texted you yesterday after I wasn't able to reach you on the phone, but I really send the ringless voicemail afterwards. But then I let them know. Why do I do that? Because now there's an implied permission, right? So now, rather than having them angry and wanting to report me to, the do not call registry or anything like that, they now know who called them. They now know why I called them. And they now know that I'm reaching out in an attempt to see if I can provide some value for them, right? So I haven't had the experience of having somebody, want to, chastise me for doing what I'm doing and communicating with them, because that's a deal right now. A lot of people, ringless voicemail, you have to be real careful with that stuff right now. You're set if you're just, bombarding people with ringless voicemail, it's, people are getting some pushback on that. And they're, having to pay the piper, having to pay some bills as far as that's concerned, right? So you have to be real super careful as far as that's concerned.
Can you call out from there?
Yes.
And then they can call you?
Yes.
And so when they call you back, does it go to your cell phone? Like, do you?
Yes.
Oh.
Or any phone you want it to go to.
Oh,
Well, I shouldn't say that. It doesn't work very well on another, if it's another internet-based phone system, they tend not to work very well. So you can send them to your cell phone or a landline.
And then you can call back using your cell phone?
Yes.
Oh, thank
Yeah.
you.
Well, here's what happens. Here's what I call them through the system. So I don't have to call them through the cell phone. I like calling them through the system because one, the number's familiar already. They already know that I'm going to call them, right? And they've already seen that number once. So now I'm a little bit more familiar. I'm not starting over as the stranger making a phone call. I don't necessarily like calling on my cell phone because, as you guys know, most of the cell phone recording systems right now only record one side. Like I can't find. I used to have a recorder on my cell phone that would record every conversation I had, but now it's not happening. I'm only able to record one side, and I think that's because of the legality of it all, right? So they've all kind of stopped allowing you to record two sides of a phone conversation. So if you want to use that, you have to make sure that you repeat the elements of the conversation that you want on record. You understand what I'm saying? So if I'm talking to you, Mary, and I say, so I would say something like, so you're telling me that on the such and such is when I can expect such and such, right? So they've just told me that maybe we'll get back to you on a certain date, but I know that that's not recorded. So what I have to do is repeat exactly what they said so that my recording reflects what they said in case I need it later.
Oh, wow.
So it's a technique that I use in order to make sure that all of the elements of my conversation are recorded.
Wow, that's pretty neat. Thank you for telling us all that.
Yeah. So that's how you do it. If you can absolutely record both sides of the conversation. But with the systems that I use, they record the entire conversation. And that's why I prefer to use the systems. Typically, I want to call out of there. Again, for two reasons, because one, it gives them a phone number that is more recognizable. If you live in the 229 area and you get a 229 number, you're more apt to answer it, right? If you are living in 229 and you get a 213 call, you're like, I don't even know where that is. If they need something, let them leave a message, right? That's the way we think, and that's the way our prospects think. So, those are some of the things you want to think about when you're reaching out to these people. Like, they're just like us. We're avoiding phone calls the same way they're avoiding phone calls, even though they have something listed for sale. They're tired. We're investors, right? We're investors. Wait, who's this? Want to see some fun? Call my landline and I will be the motivated prospect. Act like it's a cold call. Okay, so this is Claude. He wants to play. All right, you guys want to hear it?
Yes.
All right, let's do it. You want to play, Claude? Let's play.
On St. Patty's Day? Yes.
Hey, Joe, this is Victor. How you doing, my man? Did I miss the sale?
What are you talking about? Who is this?
This is Victor.
Victor?
Yeah.
Are you another one of those real estate guys or what?
Why? You don't like real estate guys?
No, you call back. I got a house in San Dimas. The phone's been ringing off the hook. You know what I mean here?
Well, yeah, that is exactly why I'm calling. But let me ask you, if it's been ringing off the hook, why haven't you sold it yet?
I got a lot of looky-loos and stuff like that. Look, I'll be straight up with you. I gotta sell this home. I'm moving to Brazil to raise chihuahuas. And I got this nice home in San Dimas, and I just want to move it quick.
Man, I love those chihuahuas. How soon you trying to get to Brazil, man? Let's get this done.
Hey, I'm packed. My bags are packed. I'm ready to go.
All right. If I was if I was to show up on your doorstep right now with a bag of money, what's the absolute best price you could give me on your house, assuming I paid all the closing costs and everything?
Well, it's worth it's San Dimas. It's worth 1.4 mil.
Okay. You say it's worth that. Why do you say it's worth that? Did you get an appraisal done on it that you paid for?
Yeah. My worthless brother-in-law is an appraiser.
Come on, man. Don't bad talk your brother-in-law.
Have you met him?
I have not. I would feel the same way? Is that what you're telling me? Okay. All right. So 1.4 million. So let me ask the question again. How much can I walk up to your doorstep right now, cash wise, and be able to take this off your hands? I'll pay all the closing costs.
I'll tell you, it's free and clear. I need to get out of Dodge and get to Brazil as soon as possible. The Chihuahuas are waiting. I'll take any reasonable cash offer. I'm ready to do business today.
Okay. Any reasonable cash offer? What does reasonable? What does that even mean?
Bottom line, I'll take $1 flat million. I'll drop it $400,000.
1 million, huh? 1 million.
I gotta get out of town.
Okay. Is that the best you can do, Claude? 1 million? Can we do? Can we?
400,000. Come on.
Can we do 800?
No, I can't do. That's crazy, man.
Yeah, I mean,
I'll drop another 50, maybe.
so we're talking about 950 for it?
Can you do 950?
Can we do 900? Okay, if you do 900, man, I could get this done and close with you in a matter of 10 days or so, as long as I get a little bit of time to get in there and take a look at it, inspection period. I'll even make that short, and we can cash you out. You can be in Brazil, within the next 30 days or so. Does that sound like something we could do?
I gotta leave in 14 days.
Oh, well, in 14 days, I'm going to probably need to, I'll be honest with you, I'm probably looking at something like, 900,000. I can have you out of there in 14 days. Is that something we can do, or maybe not?
How do I know this isn't a scam? How do I know I can trust you?
Well, Claude, I'm going to put everything in writing for you. I'm going to get it over to you so you can take a look at it. Everything is going to go through an escrow so that you can make sure that you can check with everybody, get all the documentation you need. Everything is going to be professionally done on the up and up, and you're going to have access to everybody involved. Is that something you'd be comfortable with?
Can I think about it?
You can't really think about it, Claude. I mean, you're the one that said you got to be out of there in 15 days, my man. Another day lost is going to be another lost opportunity that we might not be able to get this done for you. Let's go ahead and I'll send you over the documentation right now. You should have it in your inbox in about 15 minutes or so. Just make sure that I have a good email for you. Go ahead, I'm ready.
I walk Chihuahuas all day long at AOL.com.
Claude, would it be okay if I was to give you my email and then I could just respond? Because I don't know, I would hate to risk that I, leave a letter out or something and not be able to get this over to you. I walk Chihuahuas all day long. Is that what you said?
I walk Chihuahuas all day long at AOL.com. Hey, you don't have references, do you?
What kind of references do you need, Claude?
How do I know? Just to make sure I know I can trust you.
Okay, so
this whole place going way too long.
You're the one that keep going. Well, if I send you over these some references along with the documentation, are we going to move forward today, Claude?
Well, can I talk to my wife?
You can talk to whoever you want to, but I would need you to do it today.
I'm feeling a lot of pressure here.
Claude, now you're the one that wants to go do the Chihuahuas in Brazil in 15 days. I hate to sound like I'm putting pressure on you, but you kind of gave me a directive, and I want to meet you there. And this is for you.
Okay, you got a deal.
All right,
I'll give you this is your St. Patty's Day present.
I appreciate that. Yeah, St. Patty's Day. Hey, Claude, before you get off, is this your best number? The one I'm seeing on my phone?
Oh, yeah, this is a good number.
Okay, perfect. I'll call you back. Check your mailbox in less than 30 minutes. It should be there, okay?
Oh, okay. Gotta go walk the Chihuahua.
Thanks, buddy.
Later.
All right. So,
Awesome.
all right, guys, feedback. You guys got some anything you need to tell me, you know, where did I screw up? What could I have done better, different, whatever?
Victor, this whole hour today was great. Both those calls were, good, great food for thought.
I appreciate you, Jason. I appreciate that, buddy. Yeah, we're just trying to see if I can bring some stuff that brings some value to you guys. If you guys have any questions, any feedback, anything at all, I'm always looking to hear it. Hopefully you guys got a little something that you can now take into the rest of your day. Hey, Austin, did you turn on your camera because you had something to say, my friend?
Yeah, Victor, if you don't mind, I got a question for you.
Absolutely.
All right, so on that call, I liked when Claude said, what did he say? He said that people have been blowing up my phone all day and type stuff. And you kind of diverted that situation, even though you know that you're another one of those people.
Mm-hmm.
So if they don't give you that if they don't give you that segue, is there a way of alleviating that pressure for them? Or is it like kind of our fault in the first place if they feel that way?
Well, I mean, the way that I did it is like, well, if you're getting all those calls, why haven't you sold it yet, right? So
yeah, I know, which was awesome. I just want to, sorry, guys.
Right. So now the pressure is back on them. So give me an example of what you might, you know, be referring to, and see if I can give you a rebuttal.
Well, so I don't know, because I'm real new to this. I haven't really done any cold calls or anything, so I don't have any firsthand experience.
Okay.
I just hear a lot of stuff on YouTube as of right now.
Yeah.
So I just want to know, like, if I call them and they feel uncomfortable about it in that sort of sense, like, oh, here's another guy trying to sell me a house. Like, how do I alleviate that pressure and be like, look, I'm someone who's going to try to help you, plain and simple. You know, maybe those other guys are trying to as well, but no one's going to help you faster than I am. You know, that kind of stuff.
And I would probably respond the same way. I would probably say exactly the same thing in terms of, you know, well, if you're getting that kind of activity, what's keeping you from selling it? Because now he has to tell me, right? He has to tell me why he hasn't sold this house. And it's either him or somebody has not given him the offer that he's looking for, right? And if somebody's not giving him the offer that he's looking for, I now have a starting point. I now have a benchmark, right? Yeah. And now we can start operating from that benchmark. And that's really what I'm trying to establish in my mind. What is that number that you have someplace in your mind that you're mulling around that I need to step into? There's a number in there somewhere, right? Not that I would necessarily take it, because even with Claude, you know, I'm not going to take your first offer, period, end of story. I'm never going to take your first offer unless I'm doing a particular strategy, you know, a pretty house situation. Some people say they never negotiate prices on pretty houses. That's not me. I negotiate price on everything. I'm like, shit, if I get the price down, you know, $5,000, that's $5,000 more I can put in my pocket. So every you know what's up, Alan? Every time. I'm not that guy. I every single one. I'm trying to get a better price. I don't give a damn. I'm trying to get a better price.
Victor, what I liked about Victor is what you did is you struggled. You struggled. He said, here, 1.4, and then all of a sudden you got him down to 1, and then you struggled. Man, I don't know, man. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe I can do 800, and you struggled some more. Then he said, well, I need $1 million. Yeah. No, man, I'm not going to be able to do it. Then you got another 50,000 off, and you eventually agreed to 950. But it was that struggle. So basically, you're like doing him a favor. It's like, you know, I'm not going to give it. Oh man, the first offer, no way. And once you struggled, he was like, okay, he's kind of like maybe doing something.
He's pulling away. He's pulling away, and here's what it was anchored to. He told me he had to leave in 15 days.
Right.
You pull away today, bro. I'm not going to be able to close this deal.
I'm done. Yeah,
I'm done. You know what I'm saying? 15 days. This is a real estate transaction.
Find someone else. Go sell it someplace else. Right. Push him away.
Push them
Yeah,
away.
definitely.
But if you want to sell it today, if you want to get to Brazil, you know, let's do it. Let's get started. Here's the price I'm looking at, and you know, let's move forward. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now
That's
what if
it.
you get just total, like, what if they're completely offended by the price? Then what? Then you're probably not gonna be able to make a deal with them anyways, I would assume.
Well, here's the deal. You sound like you might be a little offended by the price I offered. Austin, did I offend you?
Yeah, you know, a little bit.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, tell me a little bit about that, because I thought I was making something, you know, that you could really, you know, sink your teeth into, and that I could close on really, really quickly and get you out of your situation. But, you know, the last thing I want to do is offend you. So, you know, give me a number.
I
Now the
like
ball
that.
is
That's
back in your
good.
court.
Absolutely. Yeah. Now I got to think of a number, and I'm not as mad about what you just told me.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I asked for forgiveness in a particular way, but in asking for it, I moved you toward giving me a number that makes sense for both of us. And now I got a place to start negotiating, and I'm going to whatever number you say. I'm going to. Is that the best you can do, Austin?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like every time. Is that
Right.
the best you could do? It might be the best you could do, and we might end up there, but we're going to, you know, like Steve said, I'm going to struggle you through a little bit of a conversation before we land on that spot.
And then probably what
Yeah.
I might have done, Victor, is I might have said, you said 1.4 million. How'd you come up with that number? Zillow, Realtor. How'd you get 1.4 million? I want to find out
I
how
asked
did he
him.
get that?
I said, did you
Yeah.
pay for an appraisal?
Oh, I didn't hear
I
that.
asked him
Okay.
that. You missed that? Yeah,
Missed
I
that,
asked
yeah.
him. I said, so how do you get that number? Did you
Yeah,
pay
I
for an
heard.
appraisal? And that's when we went to the conversation about
Gotcha.
his cousin being, you know, whatever.
Oh, Vinny.
And I, started-
Right. Okay.
and I
Okay,
tried to
missed that.
create
Okay.
relationship
Yeah.
by saying, "Oh, don't talk about your cousin." He said, "Have you met him?"
Right.
Kind of thing,
Right.
right?
Because then you could have said, well, gee whiz, okay, they appraised that, but I'm looking at some comps. My comps are like 800, 850. Why is your
Right.
property $400,000 more than what I'm seeing? You know,
Yeah.
but I guess I missed that. Well, you got to finally figure out, where did he get that number? So I must have missed that.
Well, I know the area. One of the things that was an element in that particular conversation is I know San Dimas. So you know, if he's in your wheelhouse, if he's in your, you know, market area, you're going to kind of know if in fact he's completely lost his damn mind. $1.4 million in San Dimas is completely not out of the question. Like, that's a tract home in San Dimas. Your neighbor has a house that looks just like yours, right? There's nothing special in California at 1.4 million. I hate to say, right? So I know that he's in my ballpark, but I'm still not committed. I'm committing him. I want him on documentation. He's the only one committed. I still have inspection. I still have appraisal. I still have, you know, comping it out. I still have weasel clauses in my agreement. I want the agreement. Everything else we can deal with later. Right? I want the agreement at a price that I feel like at 950 in San Dimas, I'm probably in a good little ballpark. Now I'm gonna go do my homework. And I may revisit the negotiations. But now I got documentation. Nothing else matters but documentation, right?
Yep.
That's it. Nothing
The
else
commitment,
matters.
man.
Get the
that
line.
commitment.
Yeah,
Yeah.
once you got that agreement in line, now you can go back and you can renegotiate. You can, you know, show some evidence that maybe where they had been completely off, you know. And I also know inherently that I have an advantage. What's my advantage? He's got 15 days, according to what he told me. Whether or not he's telling me the truth, I don't know. But based on what he told me, he has 15 days. So I have timing to my advantage. If I can get documentation now, I can go right back. Boom, 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 boom. Let's fix this. Let's fix this. Let's fix this. Let's get you a check. Let's get you down to your Chihuahua farm or wherever the hell you're going. That's right. That's what I want to do.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think what I've learned also in the gut system, we need to make sure that we have the guts to get that strong commitment every day. So when we're with someone, we got to have that strong commitment. You only gave them like 15, 20 minutes to get that agreement over to them. I mean, that's pretty fast, man. Be able to do your DocuSign, get it all out to them, and you're going to get to the 15, 20 minutes. So that was quick. I normally let people know, you know, hey, it's going to take me like an hour, 2 hours to do this, you know, I'll get this to you by 12 o'clock and you get it back to me by 4:30. I give him a little more.
It's totally based on my schedule. If I have the ability, plus I have a system where the contracts are already inherent. It only takes me like 3 minutes to fill out an agreement. As long as I know exactly what numbers I want to put on there, all I got to do is go in and boom, 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 and send it out directly out the system. So that may not be the case with everybody. You may actually have to write it out. You may have to load it, you know, scan it, load it into whatever. You may actually have to do that. But on a deal like this, I need to get over to him right away. I'm looking, if his property turns out to be worth $1.4 million in its present condition, and I get it for $950, are you kidding me? That's $450,000. I'm getting to him in 5 minutes if I have to. That's almost $500,000 damn dollars. You know, we're not talking about a $15,000, lease option, down payment or whatever. We're talking $450,000 damn dollars. Yes.
Have you done one of those, Victor, before? Have you done one where you made 200,000, 300,000, 400,000 on a deal?
I have not made 400,000, but I've made some pretty good chip. I haven't made over 150,000, but I have made over 100. You know, it wasn't all mines, it was partners and everything like that, but the payout on it was,
you did it.
Yeah, so I got a pretty handsome chip out the deal, and it happened. The great thing about it is that ironically, it happened in about 20 days. It was ridiculous. It was like the most amazing. It changed who I was as a person. It changed who I was as an investor. It changed who I was as, Justin often says that shut up money. Nobody could say shit to me after that.
You did the deal.
I was like, shut the hell up. This absolutely works.
Here's the wire.
There's absolutely a way to get this done. My belief level went here, so it changes everything once you get, even if the deal is only a couple $100, it changes, or a couple $1,000. It just changes who you are because it changes your belief level. And that's what I'd like to see for everybody, right?
Was that an assignment deal you did or a flip?
It was an assignment.
Okay.
Yeah, it was an assignment. Got it at a ridiculously good price. Knew a guy who was going to go in and tear the building down and put something else up in its place. He just basically just wanted the lot and the location. I knew already what he was going to pay for, what he was willing to pay. So it turned out to be a really just, boom, boom, boom. A lot of elements came together in terms of I already had a buyer, or at least I already knew what my buyer wanted, right? In doing my marketing, I was able to uncover something that, sort of like, it didn't look like it at first because I was looking at the property like, like a rehab, like a, other options, right? And then I thought like, my dude could just tear this shit down. And that's when it shifted, right? Like he's going to tear it down anyway. So all I need to do is get the price, right? And it was like, you're welcome, Jason. All I needed was that price. And so, we ended up making a good deal. The dude, once he tore it down and built the property he wanted, he came into like $600,000 worth of equity instantly. So even though it sounded like we won, he won.
Right.
He won, like for real. But he had his everything already in place. He was a builder. He already had his crew. He knew he could get in there. He knew he already had his connections at City Hall to make sure he can get his permits rushed through. So he had all his stuff in place, and that's why he was able to make that kind of money. You and I may not have been able to do that because, we would have had to deal with the timelines associated with standing in line and getting our permits done, right? The time necessary for us to be able to get road blockage. And because all of that had to happen. But because the guy is building houses all over the city, that was like, he knew who to call. They, turn on the elements that they needed to turn on, and it was over in short order. And dude now has a property in the middle of what is called mid-city Los Angeles that is just sick with it. And he's at this point now, the property is worth something like $2.3 million or something, and he picked it up from us at 700,000. He won.
Good
Yeah, he
stuff.
won big.
He won, right?
Yeah.
But you guys did too. You won too. I mean,
We won based on what our
you
goal
made the bigger
was.
money.
Yeah, we won based on what our goal was, right?
Totally,
Our
yeah.
goal was met. In fact, it was slightly exceeded, right? We knew, and there was speed of transaction. We were in and out in 20 days. We were able to then go on and do some other deals. We changed the dynamic of our business. I mean, everybody won. Everybody won, but he was the biggest winner. Let's just just call it what it is. He was the biggest winner. Homie came up big time on that one. All right, guys, it is now
Time to go.
Time to go. Yeah, it's 11:16. Hey, thank you guys for showing up and showing out again. Alex, Steve, Addie. Addie,
thanks,
what's
Victor.
up, girl?
Thanks,
Aaron.
I was gonna ask you.
I knew you were. I'm like, wait a minute. We did not get through this whole thing without Addie having a question. Go ahead. I'm listening. I'm ready for you.
Right. Yeah. So I was just thinking, now that you're a realtor, like you have your license hanging up, right? So
Yes.
obviously you have tons of leads coming in. You have tons of leads coming in, right?
When you say tons, well, I have some leads coming in, but the structure is still being built, so it is ramping up. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Now I was just wondering how you plan on balancing that, as a realtor versus an investor, because obviously you're gonna have some kind of conflict or whatever of interest kind of stuff. So have you figured that out?
I haven't completely figured it out, to be honest with you. The thing I haven't figured out the most is actually how to split up my time and my energy, especially on this front end. You guys haven't seen me for a while because I'm trying to get through all of the, the contracts and the legalities and everything that's associated with being a realtor. So there's a whole lot of that's going on the front end. But, I anticipate that, I'll figure it out. And I'll basically, the way that I'm looking at it is, I'm an investor first, not a realtor first. And while I will do everything necessary and everything legally, ethically, and morally, and then obviously the main thing associated with this is always disclose, and disclose some more.
Yeah. And some more, and some more, and some more, and
some more after that, right?
I know. I got my license too, so I know.
So, you never try to pull the wool over anybody's eyes, and you always make sure that you sell, because I've had to use guts on my broker. Yeah, because my broker is not necessarily flexible like that. But once I can show her that this person is not someone with whom this particular scenario will work, and we want to still serve the client, then that's really about it. You just have to have conversations. The conflict only occurs if you try to steal clients, if you're moving clients out of the realtor system. And the other thing about it too is the client came to me from outside of the realtor system through my own efforts as far as lead generation. They're my clients, not theirs.
Can I steal one from California to Arizona? I got a phone number of someone named Jackie. Can I steal that one? Is that okay? Hey, guys, here's what I would do. Victor, are you seeing a lot more as a realtor? I'm a professional realtor. I'm more of an investor first and a realtor second. Are you seeing you have more opportunities as a realtor to basically get more leads where you go to your MLS and you can just do a lot more, I think, as a realtor? I mean, what do you see right now? What have you?
Your access is ridiculous.
Right.
It's ridiculous, especially in your farm, in your area, your MLS coverage area.
Totally.
get the hell out of here. It is like, man,
that's why it might be something for other people that's on this call to think about. Get your license, man. I mean, it can open up a lot more doors, a lot more avenues where you can make a lot more money. I believe you still have to have investor mindset, but it's going to open up some more doors for leads and just doing a lot more with your real estate business than if you weren't a licensee, from my experience.
Yeah, absolutely. It opens a lot of doors. You get a lot of credibility just by the fact that you are, in fact, a licensed realtor. You get access to, I all of a sudden have like lists and lists and lists of potential referral partners. Like immediately, I go into these Zoom rooms and I copy down everybody who's not in the Zoom room, but they have a virtual environment. And I go in there to meetings. I download all of the people in there, and I can contact them, and I can find out if, in fact, we're of like minds in terms of what we're trying to do. I can build relationships, and all of a sudden, I have more of those people than I've ever had, and at this point, more than I can handle. But that's okay.
Here's my experience, though, Victor, for you to get into a brokerage firm that's investor friendly, who's doing kind of like what you're doing. I was able to get into a brokerage firm. They do lease options. They do fix and flips. And I actually bought a property just yesterday. I closed on. A squatter was in there for about 4 or 5 months, and then I sold it to my broker. So I've got it. I closed it yesterday. So I'm going to be selling it to my broker because he's more an investor.
Yeah.
So getting into a brokerage firm that's investor friendly. Open up doors also, because then you're going to start getting those people that they do this stuff too. So more
I'll be honest with you. I don't have enough time, and I haven't run enough deals across their desk to find out how friendly they are.
Right.
I mean, they are kind of uptight. They're kind of sticklers for the rules and stuff. But
you'll know when you have deals, you're going to know, because they're saying, Victor, we need this. Victor, we need this. Victor, we need this.
Oh my God.
Victor, we need this. Like, oh my God, get out of here.
There's a lot of stuff. Like, there's way more documentation and paperwork than I've ever dealt with as far as an investor goes.
Right.
But that's fine. That's fine too. That's fine. It's just paperwork. I'll eventually just hire somebody to do the paperwork or whatever, so that I can stay focused on what I'm focused on. But I'll know soon enough how friendly they are in terms of being investor friendly. And if they're not friendly enough, buy.
Go find someplace else. Go into another. I'm guaranteed there are a lot of investor friendly people in California that would be doing the same thing that you're looking to do. And it's a lot easier to work with people like that than not, just from my experience.
Oh yeah. You can find investor friendly brokers. Totally. I mean, if I really want to, the reason I went with this particular broker is because they're international. So that the advantage there is the fact that I now have an international referral network. So I can look at opportunities that from all over the world, basically, and see if there's a way for me to, slide into a check out of the deal, right? That was one of the things. Plus, if, like, let's say, for instance, one of you say, okay, look, I'm looking for a realtor in such and such a place. Eventually, I'll know enough investor-friendly realtors all over the country to where I could say, yeah, call my guy over here, right? And I will call him or give him your number, and I'll pick up a referral for, almost nothing, right? Like, here's a name, and, even they break me off $500, it's $500.
Right.
Right. It's $500. Right. To have a network that's international that you can do that with, that was my primary attraction here. And they also allow you to build a team for yourself and get overrides and kind of, do the whole thing. So, I figured there would be another opportunity to create some retirement income. So that's I'm sorry, that was a long-winded question, answer, Addie, but did I answer?
Great answer. Yeah, absolutely. Where is Steve located? Where is he at?
Steve, Addie was asking, where are you? Steve Zobo.
Oh, I'm actually in Arizona, Gilbert, Arizona.
Oh, okay.
I'm coming to Tempe tomorrow.
Are you really? For what? What's going on in Tempe?
I'm coming to Tempe tomorrow. I gotta some real estate stuff. Yeah, everything is real estate stuff, right?
Yeah.
So, I got a real estate mastermind that I'm doing tomorrow.
We got baseball. We got spring training in Arizona. So come to
Oh,
Arizona.
okay.
The
All
spring
right.
training, man. The California Angels are here and a few other places. So yeah.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Huh? Shoot, I'm gonna be there I'm gonna be there until like next Wednesday or so. No, or next Tuesday evening. I'll come back, drive back here. So maybe we can hook up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Put your email or your
do it right
hookup
here.
in the chat. I'll grab it. Yeah, if anybody else is in anywhere near Tempe and stuff, I'm going to be over there. So I'd love to, connect with you guys if possible. All right, Steve, I'll look for your chat. And for the rest of you guys, let me see if I can go back through the list. Obviously, Steve, Aaron, Addie, Nick Gonzalez, I appreciate that, my friend. Really appreciate you always showing up and showing out. Alex Bolden, Alan, Aluz, always a pleasure, my dear. Thank you for showing up and supporting me. Austin, Mary, Rick, my boy, Rick Premji, thank you, my friend. Steve, thanks for showing up, Steve. I always appreciate your support, Mr. Driscoll. Vernon DeShields, always great to have you. Wei Lin, my constant companion, always there. And Yi Ming, you're not going to be able to hide forever, bro, because you keep showing up and you keep, turning your camera off. You're gonna at one point, I'm gonna have you show up on this call.
There he is.
You are.
He did it, man.
What's up, my friend? How you doing, man?
For sure, yes.
All right, you're gonna need to do some role play with me some point, okay?
For sure, yeah.
Yeah, because you keep showing up, man. So I know you're trying to get your game on. So I want to see if I can do anything to support you with that, okay?
Sounds good. Thank you,
All right,
Victor.
my friend. All right, for sure. Let's see, Steve. You opened up your camera there. Did you have something you wanted to share?
I'm in federal witness protection this week. After Monday night, I got kind of blown away. I'm kind of staying low.
You staying low? You got blown away, huh?
Staying low. I'm done, man. I want to just kind of sit in the background.
Okay.
I'm all right. Listen, this was a great call. I got on it late, but man, you're the best. Bringing the back. You're doing great.
Appreciate that, man. Hey, thanks all you guys for showing up and showing out. Let's do it again next week. Same bat time, same bat station. Y'all have a great week.
Thank you, sir.
All righty.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Thank you,
Thanks.
Victor, for everything.
You're welcome, sweetie. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.